The following program may contain elements not suitable for all ages. Performances are conducted by trained professionals. Viewer discretion is advised.
Today on NEW Evolved, the recent miscommunications between partners TJ Taylor and Matt Burns are at the forefront. Up first, Matt Burns steps into the ring with Newfoundland's resident monster, Psycho Mitch. Then we will see TJ Taylor lock horns with the Hellraiser, Justin Locke. And in the main event, the first ever ladder match in New Evolution Wrestling history, as the Bulldog Brandon Hynes defends the Interprovincial title against the Redefinition Scott Humphries. Stay tuned for this and more on NEW Evolved.
So for the last few months, myself and TJ Taylor have been a tag team. But ever since we started tagging, we haven't won any matches. And the reason we haven't won any matches is because TJ Taylor doesn't know how to win a match. If you look back at every match we've had, he's the one getting pinned every single time. And my original intention tonight was to come out here and teach TJ how to win a match by beating Psycho Mitch. But since I can't teach TJ a lesson, I'm just going to have to teach you a lesson.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to NEW Evolved. As you can see, we started this contest and it ended very quickly here.
I mean, it doesn't even look like Matt Burns was ready. Psycho Mitch just ran in there and delivered what he called his justice. It was unfair to Matt Burns trying to teach young TJ Taylor a lesson.
I've been hearing from other people that they can't wait for this ladder match. But the difference between me and you is that when most people raise their hand when they got that title, they say, man, I killed someone for this. But when I get my hand raised, what goes through my head is that, man, I killed myself for this. I will die for this business. You don't realize that. You think that you know me, but you really don't anymore. I'm a redefinition. When I get inside my head, it scares me and I need to release that to the world. I need them to understand that you can't hurt me. Win or lose, you are going to respect me because you know that I will die for this because I sold my soul.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're back here at NEW Evolved. My name is Travis Canning. I'm here with Will Ryan. And what a way to kick off this show.
First off, I'd like to formally put in a complaint over that last match. Matt Burns was not ready. The bell was ran too quick. Psycho Mitch ran in. It was unfair to Matt Burns.
Well, that may very well have been, but I think Matt Burns might have bitten off more he can chew, might have been a little bit overconfident against Newfoundland's most unstoppable monster. As we see here, Matt Burns' tag team partner is now in action against the Hellraiser, Justin Locke, and he might have bitten off more than he can chew as well.
Worst is about this now is young TJ is here. He's ready to go, but you have an ignoramus like Justin Locke here who's just out to brawl and bruise people.
Make no mistake, Hellraiser Justin Locke is born and bred a Newfoundlander, tough as nails, and he's in front of his people right now here at the CLB Armory, and he is a brawler. There's no denying that.
Did you ever check his papers? I'm pretty sure he comes from Ontario and they just screeched him in one night. There's no true Newfoundlander the Justin Locke. He only cares about one person. That's himself.
As we see TJ Taylor here, being manhandled, thrown to the outside, and Justin Locke, adoring fans here in the CLB Armory might not be a good idea. TJ's a very, very quick individual. And as we see here, TJ Taylor, wow, he put all his eggs in one basket on that move, I think. He just took himself out along with Hellraiser Justin Locke.
What TJ needs to learn to realize is that he should stop pandering to these people in the crowd. He does all this flashy stuff for no other reason. He's going to get himself killed.
Well, here at New Evolution Wrestling, you take risks, and quite often you get rewarded, but in that particular instance, who knows? Looks to me like he took something out of himself.
To prove a point to his mentor, his partner, Matt Burns, risks may be worth it, but not the risk of losing his career.
Well, it looks to me like he's doing a lot better than what Matt Burns did, as this match is going a little bit longer, but as we see here, Hellraiser Justin Locke is more than up to the task, and the experience factor is certainly coming into play once again in this match, as we see Justin just picking apart TJ Taylor here.
Now, I've known Justin to see him in a long time coming. He is a good veteran. He's just a terrible person.
Well, you don't win matches by being a good person here, but one thing is for sure, that the audience is definitely behind both of these individuals. Oddly enough, they're both fan favorites here. And the referee is going for the count. 1, 2, and referee Justin Crickard almost got a 3 count there, and TJ Taylor managed to kick out.
That referee's count looked a little slow. Maybe he should go back to the refereeing college that he came from and get a proper degree.
As we see TJ Taylor taking another beating here, looks to me like his ribs are bothering him, and Justin's focusing on that. And Justin with looks like a blatant choke, and the referee counting. Justin's not above bending the rules here.
He has till 5, regardless of what I feel about Justin Locke. He is smart enough to know to work these body parts to set up for his clothesline or set up for his spear.
They always say that it's okay to be a good guy, and you still don't have to be a nice guy. And I think Justin Locke is a good guy, but he's not always nice. You can't be nice and win matches here in New Evolution Wrestling with the competition the way it is. You have to take the chance you have.
He is a brawler. He is a bruiser.
1, 2. Ladies and gentlemen, we will be right back after these messages. Ladies and gentlemen, we're back here at NEW Evolves. Justin Locke on the second rope. That's very uncharacteristic of Justin Locke, who is a brawler, not someone who takes risks going to the ropes at all.
Didn't you say earlier you need to take risks in this federation? This is exactly why my good personal friend Todd Winters had me here this week to keep an eye on you.
I do believe you have to take risks. I was just saying it's not in Justin Locke's nature to take that type of risk.
Every time he walks outside with that face, he takes a risk every day.
Be that as it may, we see TJ Taylor trying to fight back here with some fists. And you can't fight fist to fist. Oh.
Now see, there's Matt Burns just concerned. It looked like his friend's knee was hurt. He was trying to help. Oh!
Hellraiser with a spear. 1, 2, 3. This is a 3 count, and I can't help but wonder if Matt Burns inadvertently cost his partner the match, or was it intentional?
Matt Burns, all he did was look for concern on his friend's knee. He just wanted to touch it to make sure he could walk straight.
Well, we'll see going forward how TJ feels about what just happened here. This could have been a victory over a competitor here in New Evolution Wrestling. Could have moved TJ Taylor up the chart here. So we see the replay here. TJ gets tripped by Matt Burns, and Hellraiser Justin Locke with his finishing move, that patented spear. And TJ's in the ring, and Matt Burns standing over him, trying to plead his case and saying, you know,
shake his hand, young man. He's here to help you. He's here to mentor you. Don't turn down this quality information you will receive from Matt Burns.
TJ just walks out, and I think he's very frustrated right now. He knows that could have very well been a victory for him.
That punk kid needs to learn respect for the elders and the veterans that came before him.
You see TJ Taylor and Matt Burns disrespecting each other here as TJ walks out. And we have an upcoming interview with Bulldog Brandon Hynes regarding his upcoming ladder match against the Redefinition Scott Humphries.
But you know, after last show, you should see what I'm capable of. You know what I'm capable of. And it's time for me to rise up to this challenge. You gotta know that I am the man to beat in the NEW Interprovincial Division. I am the longest reigning NEW Interprovincial Champion, and it's for a reason. And on February 10th, in that ladder match, even though we are good friends, it's time for me to check that at the door. And I'm going to make sure that I walk out the NEW Interprovincial Champion.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, this is one of the biggest matches in New Evolution Wrestling history. These two here are shaking hands, and they're starting to slap each other. This is for the NEW Interprovincial Championship. This is a ladder match.
I was going to question this hugging beforehand. When the belt's on the line, the winner purse is better when you are champion.
Well, be that as it may, I think that money is not the issue here. It's a little bit more about pride.
Pride, smart. When you are the champion, all the benefits come to you. These two men both know this. I both know the history of these guys. They would much rather that money.
Well, I'm sure they'll get paid very well for their match regardless. But right now, we're seeing some great competition here between two highly competitive individuals, Bulldog Brandon Hynes and a recently returning Redefinition Scott Humphries.
What you gotta understand is Scotty, his back is still not 100%. As much as he likes to claim it is, Scott is a ticking time bomb for his next injury.
As we know, Scotty's been a staple in independent wrestling here in Newfoundland for a long time, but took some time off due to a nagging back injury and recently made his debut for New Evolution Wrestling. So we see Bulldog Brandon Hynes with a huge dive through the ropes here.
These are high calculated risks that these men are taking so early in this matchup. I don't know if it's a wise idea.
Well, we see that ladder there, and I think both of these individuals are aware that this is a style of match where if you're going to take a risk, it's going to happen in this match. There's just no way around it. Getting on that ladder just to climb it, knowing that the other person can knock you off at any moment. We see Scotty into the steps here.
Hope those fans had insurance. It's a very dangerous spot to be in that front row of a ladder match.
Speaking of being able to walk up a ladder, as I was just saying, after getting hit by those steps, I don't know if Scott's going to be able to walk.
Scott needs to transform he needs to redefine the working legs that he has if he wants to win this match.
Well, Scott is redefined. As we know, he's had some demons in his past, and his career has been redefined here. Well, after this match, it might not be the same.
Let's hope he can climb another 12 steps.
As we see, Bulldog Brandon Hynes is back in the ring now. It looks like he's trying to set up that ladder to try to retrieve that belt.
He's waiting.
That championship, that coveted prize here in New Evolution Wrestling. Easily one of the most competitive title matches we've ever seen here.
He should have been up this ladder long ago. Giving time for Scotty to heal is not smart on Bulldog Brandon Hynes' part.
And Scotty just throws the chair at Bulldog Brandon Hynes, and Bulldog sagging on the ladder as Scott looks, what's he setting up here?
Brandon Hynes is not stupid. He knows Scotty will put his body
What is Scott doing? Brandon with a reversal. Oh my God, what's going on?
Oh.
Brandon with a reverse German. What kind of suplex was that? I don't even know what to call it.
A one-arm release dragon suplex out of Brandon. He's pulling off all the stops to stop Scott. He knows Scott will put his own body on the line. Why not do it first?
Well, I was just about to call that move the pretzel maker because he folded Scott up like a pretzel.
Hard kick to the face to Scotty. Brandon needs to do a lot more than that to keep the redefinition down.
Brandon with just a blatant knee to the face. And that might not look like a flashy move, but it is effective.
No flips, just fists is a catchphrase I've heard before, and that's what Bulldog Brandon Hynes needs to do more of.
Well, Bulldog's pulling out a ladder here. There was already a ladder in the ring. What's going on here?
That first ladder clearly structurally wasn't sound. You need that second ladder just to make sure that you have an okay climb to the top.
There's no okay climb to the top in the ladder match. Are you kidding me? As we see Brandon Hynes getting back in the ring here. Scott desperately trying to get to his feet. Brandon sees him, cuts him off at the pass. It looked like he was going for a ladder there. As we see Scott with some sort of...
What a savage kick to the face.
And Brandon...
Scotty's pumping himself up there now. What Scotty needs to do is start climbing. Forget about Bulldog. Scotty needs to climb that ladder quickly.
You can't forget about the Bulldog. You know that if you're going to climb that ladder, there's a good chance he's definitely going to be right behind you.
Yes, but all you need is just one smack, just one kick, just that one move that incapacitates.
Well, if you ask Scott Humphries, in this world all you need is love, but I don't think love is going to help him win this one.
And neither is landing his back on the ladder like that smart move by Brandon to get out of the way of that rolling thunder.
As we see Bulldog Brandon Hynes, looks like he's setting up for one of his patented maneuvers here. Oh my god, the cannonball, and Brandon just hit the back of that ladder. Scott moves out of the way, and we'll be right back on NEW Evolved. Ladies and gentlemen, we're back at NEW Evolved, and Bulldog Brandon Hynes with an arm drag and another one on Scott Humphries.
I really don't like these two guys, but it's hard to respect the athleticism that they're showing. Oh, what a kick to the face! A running bicycle kick!
Well, that was a mistake by Bulldog Brandon Hynes. He went for some sort of super kick and just grazed Scott's nose. Never quite got him the way he wanted to. Just enough to get Scott off balance. So Scott quickly came back with a running leg to the face there.
Bulldog is usually more calculated and smarter than that. I'm surprised that he left that opening for the redefinition.
As you see both these guys on their knees here trying to crawl back to their feet. Scott's reaching for that ladder. Is he reaching it to hold himself up, or is he trying to climb?
Scotty likes to use things to hold himself up. He doesn't have the drive anymore that he used to.
Well, we'll see what happens here now. Since Scotty's been back, I've seen nothing but drive from this gentleman. As these guys are fighting their way back to their feet here. Scott's still on one knee. And Brandon swinging. Scott swinging. Brandon, forearm after forearm after forearm. And Brandon with another one. He clipped him enough just to get him to fall back onto that ladder.
The fatigue is starting to set in, but they're still throwing all of their... Oh, lucky for Brandon.
And Brandon stopped very quickly there. Brandon with a power slam into the ladder.
Right on Scotty's back. That has to be taking a toll. This whole match has to be taking a toll on him.
Scott had a career-threatening injury here in Newfoundland Wrestling years ago, and it was because of his back. And I don't know if this is going to be another a case where Scott might not be around after this, but it looks to me like he's struggling to get back to his feet here once again.
Too much too soon. Is he really ready to step into this kind of match with that caliber of a wrestler?
I know I keep saying this when people make high-risk maneuvers, but in this match in particular, you're really putting all your eggs in one basket in almost every move you do. It's very strategic with every move you do, because anybody could be behind you whenever you try to climb the ladders. We see Brandon is climbing now, and Scott is just climbing his way up behind him. He's crawling, trying to get to that ladder.
He's trying to use every bit of ounce left to stop Bulldog from successfully defending the interprovincial title.
As he pulls him off the ladder, now Scott looks like he's going for the championship.
Scotty looks a bit worn for the wear, as they call it. And a stiff punch to the face. Here comes Bulldog. He is the one that wants to successfully defend this championship.
Scott Humphries is not letting him get that belt very easily. He's definitely up to the task here. Sore back and all. Here comes Scott. Is this his finish maneuver?
Oh, Tiger Driver. Tiger Driver. Is this the opportunity Scotty needed to climb this ladder and claim the Interprovincial Championship?
Well, it looks like Scott's setting up that ladder right now, and Brandon Hynes has not yet got back to his feet.
He's wasting time. Climb the ladder. Get that championship.
Well, both of these guys are exhausted as you see Scott trying to climb the ladder here. The Redefinition just getting his second win there now.
What is he doing? Well, go for the championship.
See, this is the crazy side of Scotty. Scotty taking the ultimate risk here.
There is no need. That title was within your grasp. And this goes back to earlier. Don't pander to these people outside of this guardrail.
Well, I don't think he was pandering. I think he was trying to put Brandon away for good. And I think that if he had gotten back up, he would certainly climb back up there and got that championship. But Brandon managed to move out of the way.
You mark my words, that's going to be a turning point in this match. Just too much, too soon for Scott. I don't think it's worth it.
Well, Brandon setting up Scott Humphries here with a face buster onto the ladder. It looks to me when it went right across his ribs, there could be some internal damage there.
That's what he gets. That's what he should have grabbed that championship title. But no, he wanted that one more big moment. That's all Scotty craves. He just wants that big moment.
Well, Scott has always been known to be the life of the party, whether it's in the ring or outside of it. But this isn't no party. Scott needs to man up and realize that this is not a game. I agree with you. There's risks to be taken in this match, but there was risks he didn't need to take, and he did.
At the end of the day, it'll just look better to the winner of this match as they have both fought seriously hard to try to claim this new championship.
Scott just leveled Brandon with some sort of like cutter move, if you will.
It's a backup plan. It's desperation. Scotty knows that he is nowhere near in the condition that Bulldog is right now.
Well, Bulldog's trying to get to the corner, or it looks like he's trying to pull himself together, maybe pull himself up. As we see Adam Tucker there taking pictures at ringside. And Scott's trying to get back to his feet here as well.
Climb the ladder. Climb the ladder. Make yourself famous.
You see, both of these guys are just looking at each other in exhaustion, saying, what do I have to do to the other guy to keep him down?
It's at the point now, one little mistake. Both of these men are veterans. One little mistake is all it's going to take to cost them. It's not who wins this match, it's who loses this match.
These guys are back to their feet, and Scotty goes in for a punch, and Bulldog Brandon Hynes with a flatliner into the second turnbuckle, and a running senton splash into the corner.
The adrenaline is there for Bulldog. He feels it. The championship is going to stay with him, and the winner's purse goes to him.
It looks to me like Scotty's on his last leg here, while Brandon has a second win as he sets up a chair. Is he really going to set up a chair? This isn't a tables, ladders, and chairs match. It's a ladders match.
There's no rules, Travis. What you got to understand is by any means necessary. Oh!
That's a running
cannonball. That's what it is. It's Bulldog's bite.
I am speechless. I can't even call moves because of the excitement. I'm just speechless.
See, for a professional like me, that's why I'm here, to help you call these moves, to help you call this match. You have a bias between these two of these, and there needs to be an objective voice here.
I'm not biased. Anybody that's watching this should be caught up in the excitement. I know what the moves are.
What? You had not caused enough destruction. You need to set up two ladders next to each other. The madness here is insane.
Well, Brandon looks to me like he's maybe setting up one ladder so that he can watch the other one and it's close to him. I don't know. That's my only reason I can think of. Like, as we see Scott trying to get to his feet here, and Brandon looks a little bit exhausted again. I thought he had a second win. Maybe he needs a third. I don't know.
If he was smarter, he'd use 1 foot on each ladder to get a solid base. You see the wobbles of this? Those ladders have been through a beating.
It looks to me like at least one of those ladders, the integrity has been compromised. I'm not sure how safe it is for Scott to be doing what he's doing right now.
We're never sure how safe it is for Scott to do anything, but he's going to do it because he's reckless.
Well, Scott certainly has a reputation for reckless abandonment, but it looks to me like he might be trying to gain control over this match here and reach for that title, as they're both right in arm's reach of that NEW Interprovincial Championship.
One mistake is all it'll take. One mistake. Oh my God!
I think that might be the mistake that you were talking about.
Scott has been decimated. Only Bulldog left in the ring. Bulldog needs to pick himself up and climb that ladder.
Well, the referee who was concerned was out there checking on Scotty at ringside. The redefinition seems to have be worse for the wear there. He might be concussed. His back might be damaged. As you see Bulldog Brandon Hynes here going as quick as he can, but he's exhausted, trying to get to the top of that ladder. As you see Scotty trying to get back in the ring at the bottom of the camera. Brandon grabs NEW Interprovincial Championship. Still your champion, Bulldog Brandon Hynes. What a battle here in New Evolution Wrestling.
It is hard to hate on this match. The two of them gave it everything they had. Bulldog Brandon Hynes was just that little bit better.
This match was nothing short of a car crash. Bodies are left lying. Referees are concerned. Fans are applauding and concerned. We're concerned. All I know is Brandon managed to hang on to the championship by a hair.
Scott just redefined what injuries are he has in his life. Scotty took years off his life and didn't even win.
Well, I think they both took years off their life in this one, and I hate to see what the future holds for Scotty here. Hopefully he's okay, but I'm not so sure. As we see Brandon raising the belt, the championship in victory here. As you see Brandon help Scott to his feet. These guys are friends and they've battled it out a number of times. And it looks to me like, guys, we're going to end this episode here on a great note. Let's leave you guys with both of these competitors in the ring.
New Evolution Wrestling would like to thank the following supporters: Greco Pizza, Torbay Road; Adam Tucker Photography; TPI Travel Agent Kayla Gavin; EJ Krams Home Hardware; The Hub Printing and Catering; JC's Entertainment.